I'm going all out with YouTube next.
Yeah.
From October, November onwards.
You what, sorry?
YouTube all the way.
Yeah. YouTube's been great for you. Yeah. And it's one that people don't really.
I think if you could sit through a video on YouTube for half an hour, you're pretty serious.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It qualifies them for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They trust you already. It's the job's done.
Exactly. Whereas a reel on Instagram.
So what are you up to?
So we obviously Kempinski was the last couple of years. That's handing over imminently. I think we should have everyone in by the end of the year. Touch wood.
It's handing over now. People are living there.
Not yet. We're getting there. We're
and you're involved in that
still
still.
see end of the month, hopefully. Yeah, still involved. Less so now because my main job was to sell it out. Now it's about collections and.
Are you doing all that?
There's basically me, Lloyd, and Uma. That's the whole company. So working together, but mainly Lloyd and Uma now handling the after kind of sales somehow, and then snagging is ongoing. So there's a lot to do, but yeah, main focus now is so we've got the brokerage which we opened because a lot of the agents actually and owners wanted to resell and we couldn't help them at all. And I thought, why don't I open up the brokerage license so I can connect the agents that we have on the groups with the owners and agents on the selling side. So that's what we've been doing, and
You're selling
with
this?
some success. More recently, last month we did quite a few. I think we did 5 last month new sales.
So have you got another off-plan project you're going to?
Not confirmed. The plan is still there to do another one, but Kareem, right? He did Park 1 in GT, small boutique. But he's very, he wants to keep things, he doesn't want to be the next Ellington or the next whoever these days is so many. I think he just wants to keep control and kind of manage it in his own ways, not build a massive company and lose control. So he wants to do more, but it's just a case of let's finish this one and then let's look at the market. The challenge now is the land prices, because he's very analytical, he's an ex-investment banker, and the way that he talks now is if you pay his prices, it's fine. If the market carries on, you'll be fine. If it stabilises or even drops slightly, you'll be doing all of the work and you won't be able to make any money. This is China. So, which I kind of get. And when we go out and look at the land prices, it's just
Doesn't make sense. Is this why so many people are doing like small units? They're trying to jamming as many units as possible. Small units. What big gas are doing?
further out. Yeah. It's
Makes sense. It's
when
horrible.
you look at it, it's like the developers' prices are only going to increase because the land price has gone up so much. Prices are going to have to go to.
But you think there might be a correction?
I think there's going to be big issues with payments because we've got 280 apartments, which is nothing in comparison of the market, and we've got a percentage of people that do not have any money to make the payments. We're collecting 50% now, and there's a number of people. I mean, we've sold a few at a loss, and I think that they'd be upset, but they're like, thank you so much. I just lost whatever, €500,000 or something like that. Thank you so much.
Can you put this on the wagon, please? There.
Yeah. And the amount of, there's different reasons, but and I think just the stress of it. But that's very small amounts. And
Is that going to be an issue now, do you think?
yeah, I'm sure.
Well, I've been talking about it for years. Don't
Yeah,
buy
yeah.
anything you can't afford.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't understand it, honestly. I've got friends who've done it on villas. They buy
But
based on-
agents are telling them, buy this and
Yeah.
I'll sell it for you.
But the
in 6
agents
months."
as well that are doing it themselves because they're buying it based on, oh well, I'm doing really well now, so as long as I keep doing well, then I'll have the money. But I think you've got to have the money already. But people get excited to swept away with those things.
I've learned my lesson too many times, unfortunately.
I feel like with me, I probably was a bit too negative because I came in 2013 and I think I had a good sort of year. The first year you don't really know what you're doing anyway, and you just Smith and Ken doing rentals and renewals.
Were you Smith and Ken?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Ben, and then just
What's his name? What's the guy you used to work with?
Daryl.
Who?
Daryl.
Darren.
Daryl's there.
Yeah, he was at Smith and Campbell.
He was just coming in, yeah. Still a lot of the guys still there. Still around from Smith and Kendrick, they're not.
It was also at Smith and Campbell.
So Allsop and so Ben and the best friends,
Yeah.
and they both started the companies together at the same time. And Smith and Kendrick was always a bit bigger than Allsop in the early days, but Ben was pushed the boundaries a bit more than the didn't play by the rules so much. Hence why when I arrived, I didn't see him. He was allowed to come back into the country. He was on Skype every day. But yeah, so I had there was a good year, right? 2013 to 14, the market was flying, but I didn't really feel it as a broker. I wasn't in the market. And then when I started doing deals, it was 2014 when the oil dropped. And from then till COVID, I was always seeing people that I bought losing huge amounts. So for me, I was always very negative about the market. And then when it turned after COVID, I mean, before COVID, I didn't have any money to buy, to be honest. And then probably 2021, I started doing well to some degree. But then by that point, when I had the money to buy something, the market had already jumped up by God knows how much.
You're not bought it?
No. So the market jumped up, and that's when I did have money to buy.
Yeah.
But I just hang on a minute. A year ago, Sidra was 2.6, and now it's 3.5.
Think about me. I remember selling JDC at 600 dirhams a square foot. We've just been to a presentation where they're selling in Arjan,
Yeah.
average price 1,600 dirhams a square foot. I find that very, very difficult.
Yeah, you get scarred because you don't. But whereas the new people that come in, they see it as it is in the snapshot time, and it's almost easy for them mentally to do that. It's what it is. Whereas we have the baggage. I mean, you have more baggage real estate wise than me, but so I kick myself a little bit, but it's what it is. I've done some other things. We will buy it.
Hello. You can leave it at
Would you-
reception, please.
Thank you for the buyers.
Thank you.
We like this a bit small.
You're still doing big mansions in Lions?
Not really, no. I mean, say doing big mansions by Hill, I sold one in 4 years.
Oh, really?
And it was a big one, it was worth the 4 years. But yeah, the other side of the things, you know.
So you still brokering or you just running your company now?
To be honest, brokering just helping with the resets. Not really. I mean, it's all we've got.
You got a team of people that
Yeah, we've
what
got,
they brokers.
yeah, Dwight Hills mainly, and Talal Gaff. We did try and do it off plan, but quite a lot of ads, got some leads, just didn't convert and spent a lot of money. And it was like, well, this can get out of hand pretty quickly. Because it's okay getting the leads, but the actual deals come from relationships, not just. And those relationships, the lead might come in now, but they might only buy in a year or 6 months after, time. So, but we'll do more. We'll do more.
Of course you will.
We'll figure it out.
Just turn everything off.
Yeah, yeah. You've got this out of shop. Show you water or anything?
Water would be nice.
Water, yeah.
Got cold water or something.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Please.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
You can see which part of the.
This one?
No, it's fine, this can be adjusted. I'll just.
How many cameras have you got?
3.
4?
It's all good now. Perfect, it's perfect, yeah,
So what
thanks.
we've got, these guys are permanently doing
Almost. Yeah. Yeah, almost. Jess is going with me, and these guys are.
We're here, yeah.
Yeah, when they can, basically. And then, yes, we've got. So Jess she started Strada with me. She was our second hire at Strada when we started, and Rachel was the first hire.
You were still strong.
Yeah. And then.
Oh yes, they.
Yeah.
We lose people to them all the time.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
And then they come back and talk to us and say, should be gone.
Yeah.
They're not doing that well.
No.
As individual sales guys, they were doing better at our place. And they're
Yeah.
going there and they tell that we
What are they
can't.
doing there for?
Social media.
Social media. But do you know? Yeah. But then, social media thing, but then they have to do their own social media.
Yeah, but I think they like do what we like.
Good.
And their brand doesn't work with what we're doing, House and House. No. Thank you very
I
much.
always still bumped into Luke actually, but I always tell anyone, friends from the UK or anyone knows this House and House in the first got to. I actually enjoyed it myself. It was House and House or Luxury. And I met with the guys, and the reason I went,
You work at Luxury Property?
yeah, so I looked Property, I was there from the start pretty much.
What's his name?
Andrew and Jason.
Jason, yeah.
Jason.
What's Jason doing?
Still Luxury Property.
Really?
Yeah, Andrew's at Sandals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andrew's at Sandals, yeah, that's, well, we don't speak anymore. I think he's, I had a big issue with, he was just, was a bit, yeah.
I've heard lots of stories about him.
Yeah.
Are we good?
Last week.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, forgive me, but I don't know what the format is here. I'm just going to ask you questions.
Just gonna ask you questions, yeah, just a list of questions.
You got a mic?
As
You need
you
to
guys
mic
do,
it.
yes.
Get the mics.
So we're just gonna be talking like.
Do you know,
you guys-
yeah, we'll try and keep a bit of a flow, but I think to get any type of views, it will be on the shorter clips, maybe 10-15 minutes of a conversation, and we'll share it.
You don't do full, don't
We do a full one, we're both right, but it's just hard to get people to watch for that long when, you know.
And we'll change that.
Maybe we'll change. That's the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe everything will change.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be headed out after this.
Yeah.
So I just need to take some stories and we'll be good.
Yeah, this is always.
I'll be honest, I get asked all the time to do this.
I know, I can
I
imagine.
didn't. This is the first one I've done in months.
Yeah, you've just been, I can imagine.
And when Liam asked me,
Yeah,
I
so-
jumped
yeah,
at the
there you
chance.
Make sure we got that. Make sure we got that. Hope there's one camera rolling.
It's true.
Yeah. It's so funny because I told the guys, and we should have videoed this, but when I told the guys, Stephen, wow, that's amazing. Honestly, so I'm like, and I was like, yeah.
Liam, I honestly, I just, I don't know how I feel about it because I get people stopping me now. They want to take selfies with me.
Yeah, the guys want to get pictures of videos.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it, but at
Yeah.
the same time, I'm a bit confused by it.
Yeah.
Because I would never us.
No.
I'm doing it to make money. You understand?
Yeah.
That's my
That's
ulterior.
it.
I have a terrible ulterior motive.
Yeah, just so you know, yeah.
It's not about me,
Yeah.
famous.
Yeah.
It's about
It's all about the money.
making the money.
It's all about the money.
Do you mind if I mic you up?
Yeah.
Yeah, please carry on.
Do you have a pocket on the website?
I do, yeah.
Do you mind jumping towards music as well?
But you were big on social before, weren't you? You were the first, really. And I remember you always saying, I'm not going to follow anybody. You never followed anybody, did you?
Yeah,
For a
I've
long
got
time.
1,000 followers.
What?
1,000. I said I'd do 1,000 without following anyone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you now?
On Instagram, 5,000 something.
Okay.
10.7.
But I was at 5,500 years ago.
Right.
Do you know one of the reasons why I stopped was because I got a weird stalker who talked about this, and he basically created a fake profile of me called Robbie Jeff. He named himself Robbie Jeff, crypto investor, advisor, whatever. And I started getting messages from people thinking that I was the scam, I was scamming people.
Right.
And I mean, there was pictures of me and my wife. I didn't have kids then, but me and my family. And he got a lot more followers than I did, which I thought was a bit unfair, you know. But then you know what? I don't know. I kind of lost. I was a bit weirded out by it. I thought
That's
I was changing
impressive.
all of my stuff.
That's weird.
And
I don't post anything personal at all.
no, I mean
Nothing.
no, because no, I never post family. I never. Yeah, my wife gets it now. At first she was like,
I've even
"People
stopped
think
posting to my personal site, and it's closed as well as private.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got another site called Stephen Leckie Eats. Have you seen that? I've got about 3 followers.
Okay. What's that, like a food review?
No, just everything we eat, we just take a photograph
Oh,
of.
nice. Okay. Just a photo, no reviews, no nothing.
Yeah. I don't know why we do it. It's my girlfriend and I.
Nice.
She loves doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
She's got access. She does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stephen Lecky eats. Nice. Well, I've got 3 interests as well.
Yeah.
Property, food, and I can't remember the third. Maybe it's my relationship. Or is it cars? I can't remember it's one of those.
After this, I have to step out.
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
on 3. If
We're good to go?
Yeah, it's fine.
yeah, we're just a bit,
Tired.
Yeah, so 29th floor. 29th floor. Is it 29th or 27th? Marina Plaza.
Yeah. 27.
Was it?
27. Yeah.
27. Same floor as Shitty Gambling, Espas.
Yeah.
Are you recording it?
Don't worry.
Yeah.
We don't.
We get beef from them. They get beef from us.
Yeah. But I honestly think the way that it's built across the eastern street, I really like it. Stand for.
Do you know Simon and Luke?
Yeah. And I know James as well. Yeah. I do kick myself, I think, because I sat in that room with them and I chose luxury property based on false promises. But I'm kind of like, I was just down and I was going nowhere fast and I needed to sort my life
Do you
out.
still speak to Carol?
Yeah, we're not great mates, but yeah, I still speak to him and every now and
Is
then.
it gorgeous? And ask you
Yeah,
things,
every now and then. But yeah, so how can I say? I went with luxury property because they were really, very passionate about building something. And I was doing the socials and he said, if you come on board, we'll get you a videographer and we'll be your videographer. Which they did, to be fair. So that, I got some big views. I got 2 million views on the Burj Khalifa and got some deals from that. So yeah, but I just liked the guy's house. What did you do?
Those people to get to
I just don't think there was that many other people doing it. What did you do? Just the tours, the property tour, and it was terrible. I did a lot of videos, and that one I came away thinking that was not great. And the owner, it was a 2-bed. Not mad. I mean, they're quite good sizes, but the owner was sat there, and I was trying to do a video, and he kept telling me, "You need to talk about, the view." He kept correcting me all the time. I just wanted to get out of the apartment, because it's awkward, isn't it, trying to do it.
You got 2 million views.
And yeah,
Can you sell it?
not that apartment, no. But I think I got a big following from that, and then sold multiple properties from them.
So I very rarely speak about specific properties.
Yeah. Do you know why? I think it went well, because I didn't have much time. I wanted to get out of the apartment, and then they're like, well, that's only 2 minutes. What else are you going to do? I was like, I don't freaking know. Let's go to Dubai Mall and let me talk about that. So I went to Dubai Mall, Googled Dubai Mall facts, and then talked about Dubai Mall facts, and I think that's what.
Could you be near that camera?
And it's
Because
all
there's a 30-minute
Americans.
limit. So after
I
30
hate
minutes,
it.
we'll pause
The
automatically.
comments are unbelievable.
Okay.
So you can just, I'll tell you what the
If
button
you
is,
ever
you'll have
bored
to
and want to
resume
laugh,
the...
look at my comments on that.
Because I come
No,
across.
they were ruthless.
How
I'll
Brutal.
tell you where the button
But I can take it. I really don't. Some people can't take it. I don't mind social media comments.
No.
If someone came up to me and said those things, then it would be different. But
Nobody has.
nobody will let do it. So.
Yes. Okay.
We're good to go now.
Let's just do a test.
Have you been to that Evolutions across the road?
Yeah.
Impressive,
Yeah.
You know he's going to take the whole floor now. The other half is D&B, and he's moving those all upstairs, and then the whole floor.
To the back of the first floor is going to
There's
take
like
that.
100 people sitting at the back, which is D&B, and they're all going upstairs.
Some guy, I always come out and meet him with him.
Of course, doesn't he? He's got something in common with you.
Yeah.
Yeah?
In a way, yeah, true.
Yeah.
With Darryl first, Mrs. Yeah, I get on to him. I really, from everything I hear, he works really hard. He must work hard to
He's a
do
lovely
this.
guy. He's a lovely, lovely guy. I don't know. I've never really. I never really understood what Darryl. Like, I don't know.
No, I don't know. I think again it was a great opportunity, and just from Husk's point of view, I just don't think he felt it was fair to have equal shares when he was the one doing everything. And that's the hard thing to find people. I mean, look, I have had a few experiences with partners and different businesses. It's so hard now, being a little bit older and hopefully a little bit wiser. It really is hard to put your trust in anyone else. But when we first met, that was your own business, right? So you bought the business, I think, I heard you say. And why did you decide to buy the business?
Because I was working for them as a sales guy.
And when you were working for them, was it going well?
It's going okay. It's doing okay.
Because in those days it wasn't easy to make
It was doing well, and they were very, very good at generating leads and listings and marketing, etc. That's mainly what they were doing. And then they said, look, we're leaving. We're going to close the business. We're going to move to Spain or England or somewhere.
They were British.
Yeah, and they said to me, do you want to take it over?
Funny
Funny enough, I spoke to Simon
for advice.
Simon the House. No,
Yeah.
just stupidly, my ego got in the way. It was ego.
Yeah, yeah,
It was the worst decision I'd probably made in my life.
yeah.
Is to, take over time. I'm not an owner. I can't do it. I can't manage a team of people who want holidays and
Yeah.
can't come into work today because the dog's not well. I can't cope with that. I just can't cope with it. I have no empathy for those because I'm, work.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
And have you always been work? Where does that come from?
Just, I don't know. I've always been. I'm not stupid. I mean, academically, I think probably I was probably a little bit too clever. But I got bored at school, incredibly bored at school, but I really fell into work and I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
So that's what it is.
Well, being so academically gifted, why then? How did sales happen? Because usually sales happens when people aren't that great at academics, and it's kind of a low barrier to entry.
So I have a
not
title
strong
as a
sales.
salesperson. I'm a real estate agent, which
Makes
suggests
sense.
that I'm a salesperson. I don't think I'm a salesperson. I really don't. I'm very good at building relationships fast,
Yeah.
making people trust me, betraying that image of being, because I'm totally myself and my honest and trustworthy, etc. So I don't think I'm a salesperson. I'm not into this sort of closing techniques and all that. Takeaway clothes.
I always remember
There's
takeaway
something
clothes. I'm like,
there's
but if I
something
take it away,
Yeah.
they don't come back.
Yeah.
So how does that
Yeah.
work? And I need to get paid.
I don't know all about all that stuff, and I never even go on the internet and look at these people.
Okay.
I think I'm. Some people don't say I'm a natural born salesman, but I don't know if that's true. I just like dealing with
I
people.
think with you, I get a sense of detachment from the outcome. I don't feel like you're too worried about losing your deal. If it doesn't feel right, you're not going to push someone and beg them to take it.
Someone.
But I think that really
Are you
works.
recording this?
We're going, yeah? Yeah. Just soft open.
Let me just play you a message.
Yeah.
Which I think, in a way, I mean, I've played this before, basically, Charlie. Charlie Bannon, he's the managing director of House of House. He's the fourth man in the team of directors at House of House.
Yeah.
He's a lovely guy. He's got a brain like you wouldn't believe. Clients.
It's quite a lot on LinkedIn, I think.
Sorry?
It's quite a lot on LinkedIn.
Yeah, because he's trying to. Right.
Hi, so just scheduled up with a gentleman called Daniel, who's likely to reach out, looking to place some money into off-land investments on Dubai. So you're the man that comes to mind. Naturally, I'm going to, with most people I connect you with, told him that you're a 65-year-old man that's sold enough real estate in Dubai to warrant never having to sell another property, but you
sold enough real estate not to have to sell real estate. Yeah, that's a good summary, isn't it?
But I love doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not about, I always say this, I get more upset when I lose a deal than when I actually, the emotional factor
Yeah.
is much greater when I lose something rather than winning a deal.
Okay.
So I don't like losing deals, I don't like losing to my competitors. So I
Yeah.
think I was thinking about this, I talked to my team the other day and I talked to Luke about this, Luke is one of the, what drives me, what is it actually
Yeah.
gets me up in the morning, and I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's because I'm secretly competitive.
Okay.
And when I say secretly competitive, I'm not. No one can say, "Oh, he's really competitive."
Yeah.
But when I hear that X has just done this or done that, etc., I want to do better.
Okay.
It's not about having a bigger car or a bigger bank account. It's
No.
just I want to be better.
Yeah. And have you always had that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where. I think in the past, when I was younger, I would give up much easier than I do now.
Mm. Okay. Usually goes the other way around. I think
No.
most people get a bit older.
I know.
and
I
relaxed.
think now I'm more.
You don't feel like you're slowing down there at all.
Well, my body is, my mind isn't.
That's in training, which we'll come on to in a little bit. But just to go back again, so very academically gifted and bright, almost too intelligent. you
No,
said.
no, I wouldn't say that. No, don't tell me that. I think I'm not stupid. That's the thing. And I could have done well if I'd applied myself at school. I didn't apply myself because I didn't really enjoy school. I didn't enjoy the whole environment.
Yeah.
See, my issue was I went to an extremely good school when I was like 8 years old.
Right.
So they educated me very well for the first 4 years of my life. And then I went to a bigger school, the main school,
Well,
high
you
school,
just-
and where I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I've done that already, oh, I've done that already. I just got bored. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Too much too soon, perhaps.
yeah, when I was speaking Latin when I was 9 years old, I
Yeah.
mean, how weird is that? And then I went to a school where they didn't even teach Latin. So it's just, you know, it's, who needs Latin? Well, I think you need Latin a lot. Yes, but there we go. It helps. Helps you learn Italian or whatever. But no, it's just, I think I was just, yeah, not, I was lazy at school.
Okay.
Yeah, disappointed.
And then car sales came.
My first jobs actually were in restaurants.
Okay.
I worked in the restaurant business. I worked in places like the Hard Rock Cafe in London.
Okay.
I was a doorman at the Hard Rock Cafe for about 2 years.
Doorman as in bouncer.
No, as in maitre d'. So
Okay.
I would greet the clients.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, but in
Doorman.
the Hard Rock Cafe in Piccadilly, people would queue for 2 or 3 hours for a burger.
It's
Amazing. I
Yeah.
don't know if they still do. I don't know. But they used to queue around the corner
Okay.
to get in. That was when there was probably only one major burger restaurant. And I used to work on the door there, and I'd work with like all these great people. It was a great team, and lots of big clients would come in, and like all these stars would come to the Hard Rock Cafe. And yeah, I was the guy that would get them to the front of the queue, go and seat them and everything. Yeah, I did that for a year or so. That was fun.
Yeah.
I worked at McDonald's. I was one of the first employees of McDonald's in England.
Wow.
Yeah, I was first. We opened the second McDonald's, which was second or third McDonald's, which was in the Haymarket. It was the first one in the West End of London. Yeah. So, and in fact, I was one of 2 British people who worked there. All the others were Americans.
Wow.
So they come over
They
to
sent the team over to get
So
started.
no, they brought over an American management team, but all
Then
the
they had
guys that
Americans.
worked there came from the American school in London.
Got it.
One of the American schools. So I worked with a load of American kids, plus me and one other guy who was from England. Funny enough, he went to a school very close to where I was. But yeah, I did that for a few years while I was at school. It's my school, my weekend job.
Okay.
Used to earn around 40p an hour. What's that in dirhams? It's about 3 dirhams, 2.5 dirhams an hour. Yeah. It was good money at the time.
Yeah. So how much would that be a week or a month?
I was one of the wealthiest boys at school
Yeah.
because I was working hard even then. And I think that's, and funny enough, one of the things that McDonald's teaches you is clean as you go. So do what you need to do right there and then move on to the next thing. So that was
Not taking on too much and getting
process,
yeah.
very much
Step by
process, step by step. It was like clean as you go. Like everything you do, there's a purpose, and then you move on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And it was like process, process, process. And I think that was a very good, it was good education for me. It was a good work ethic,
Yeah.
interestingly.
Yeah.
And you had to work fast and quick.
Yeah.
It was all about everybody.
Science.
Everybody had to get served within 60 seconds, otherwise they get their food for free.
Wow.
There was a clock on top of the till. You took the order, you pressed the clock like you do when you play chess.
Wow.
You pressed the clock and it ticked around. And if you could, if they didn't get their food within 60 seconds, they got it for free, unless they had a special order, like no pickles on that burger.
Oh, okay.
And then you had to take a bit longer. But if it was a standard thing,
Off the menu item.
wow, can you imagine?
It's unbelievable. Have you seen the film The Founder?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. So now when you go to McDonald's, and I don't go very often, to be honest, very rarely, probably once every 5 years. I can't imagine how you have to wait like 5 minutes for your food.
I know.
What's that all about? It's fast food.
Yeah, it's not really that fast, is it?
No.
It's like moving food
Anyway.
these days. So McDonald's.
Eat McDonald's, and then I actually worked in restaurants, worked for a group of restaurants which is no longer in existence. I worked for Hard Rock, and then I left the Hard Rock and I set up my own business,
Wow.
my first business with my stepmother actually, and that was a wine and cheese shop.
No way.
Yeah, and it was called Foodies
Okay.
before Foodies became a word.
Yeah.
So yeah, Foodies.
Lovely.
Before
Yeah. Nobody would
lots
really
of
say
people talked
you're
about, you're a foodie,
yeah.
you're a foodie, but that was before all that. So we called it Foodies, and yeah, did that for a couple of years. And then one of my friends knew her brother-in-law's sister or something, or brother, her brother-in-law's brother, ran a Porsche dealership in London.
Okay.
And he was looking for someone to work at the motor show for about 2 or 3 weeks in London, Earls Court, because it wasn't really Porsche. They were bringing in this sort of upgraded Porsches. It was called Rinspeed. It's called Rinspeed, a Swiss company, and they couldn't put it on the Porsche stand because it wasn't official Porsche. So they did this secondary thing.
Got it.
And I worked there for about 3 weeks. My first car sale, my first real proper sale, believe it or not, was to the Sultan of Brunei.
Unbelievable.
There you go. And he said, it
Still
wasn't him,
funny
his
to
man came and said, right, I'd like to
Yeah.
buy that. I said, okay. I said, would you like to pay a deposit? He said, my money is my word. And then he took the car straight away. And I went straight to Heathrow Airport and back to Brunei. That was the first step. Yeah, so yeah, those car sales.
And
Did
you
that for, I've always been very, very fortunate. So I worked at McDonald's, one of the first people. I worked at the Hard Rock Cafe, one of the first people to do that. And then I worked in car sales, and I worked at like the best London dealership, one of the biggest Porsche dealers in the world.
And was there any thought or plan, I need to go to a good dealership? Or you just fell into it?
I just felt everything I've ever done, I've fallen into. That's another thing. I was talking to someone about this recently. I have never had some kind of ambition to be anybody. Yeah, I just fell into these things. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe you're kind of open to these things because of the way your mind works. It's
Maybe,
like,
yeah.
you're not closing down opportunities.
No.
You're kind of.
I think you might be taking risks. Probably actually also even, I think to a lot of extent it's probably just, I didn't really know what I wanted to do.
Yeah. I can relate to that.
I
think
just,
a lot of people can.
yeah, I didn't have a plan. So when people came up to me and said, do you want to go and sell Porsches?
Need something to do.
I had to get a friend, a girl, okay,
Yeah.
to drive me around London to show me what Porsches looked like that were parked up, because I had no idea. Oh, that's not. Okay, what's that? Oh, that's a 924, that's a 944. Oh, the engine's at the front, and the engine's at the back. Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah. And I went from Porsches to 7 Bentleys and Rolls Royces.
And then just develop a passion for cars and.
Again, yes, I go back to property. I read about property all the time. I look at brochures, I look at floor plans, I look at prices, I look at WhatsApp groups. So I'm really studying my craft, And when it's as far as cars, yes. Now, today, no, very little interest. Very little interest. But I was passionate about cars at the time. So you come to me and say, oh, I'm driving X car. I would know all about that car. Oh, no, it's an obviously, all this one's better than that.
Yeah.
I know. I read all the magazines. Also car magazines probably
Yeah.
didn't exist.
Yeah.
And also people think I'm a little bit like Jeremy Clarkson.
Nice.
I don't know if they do, but there we go. Somebody once told me, because my hair was a bit wild, I looked a bit like Jeremy Clarkson. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so then some car sales, obviously. I believe you sold a car to someone who had visited Dubai, is that right?
I sold a car to an Indian student
Okay.
who lived in Dubai, who came from an extremely wealthy family, and he bought a car from me. And in the next year to 2 years, he just said, "Look, I'm setting up this car dealership in Dubai. You need to come and work for me." Yeah, I'm happy. I'm working for Bentley and Mayfair.
Yeah.
The GT's coming. I'm going to make loads of money. And then a few things happened in my personal life. And I thought, okay. And he said, come to Dubai for a long weekend. And
2003.
in 2003, yeah. I came here in August, and I think about May 2003, maybe even earlier. I came and spent a long weekend. We got me in the Emirates Towers. I thought this is all right. And then he said he's going to pay me X amount of money, and I got it fixed to sterling, so that was very good.
Okay.
And yeah, I came over. And then I started working for him, and then unfortunately he was killed in a car crash, and so his business was dissolved, or at least it passed to other members of it, found it that didn't really want me working for them. And then I met two ladies through a guy that I'd sold a Bentley to in London, who was living here, and he knew these ladies who were setting up a real estate company. He said, oh, you should go and talk to them. I had an interview with Damac. And first of all, because some other guy told me I should go work for Damac. So
How much in that back in those days?
it was in Shakeside Road. It was a small office. The owner was in one office. I can't remember the name of the guy that used to run Damac. He's quite famous. He was there for many years. And then I got interviewed by this lady, and I think she asked me to take an English test. And I thought, I'm not sure that's really the company for me. You don't really get me if you need me to take an English test. So, yeah, and then I met these two ladies, Helen and Pauline, who were setting up Dubai luxury homes.
Wow.
And the rest is history.
And getting into it now, so you sit down day one and you're like, right, where do we start? What was your first few days, your first few weeks like back in those days?
So we're talking about a time when people were buying property to flip.
Yeah.
They were putting 5%, 10% down, and then just
Those
selling
were
within
the
a couple of
crazy
months.
times.
I was selling up 10, 20 properties a month. And it was all over the phone. We didn't really have the internet. We were advertising in newspapers,
Yeah.
the Gulf News, which is about that thick, and about 4 supplements all to do with property, one for cars and the rest for property. And yeah, just, I don't know. We got involved with certain developers, and we were telling, yeah, this is amazing, etc. We were shipping brochures by couriers back to the UK. Everything was done very manually. Didn't have Google Maps, didn't have Waze. We were looking at maps.
Yeah.
The marina was just being
And where were you mainly selling?
marina.
All
Dubai
that
Marina
time, yeah.
was a lot of business was
JBL
being done.
Marina.
Sorry,
JBL was a bit later, right?
no, JBL was first.
JBL was
We
first.
missed JBR and the Palm really to an extent because that was pretty much carried out. No,
Yeah.
Shorelines and the Golden Mile, but marina mostly. We concentrated on that. That was the only. JLT didn't exist. JVC came in a bit later. Arabian Ranches then. We were selling quite a bit in Arabian Ranches.
Got it. And the buyers were from
Mostly UK.
UK?
We were a British real estate company. So I was seeing most of my clients from the UK and quite a few Iranians.
And they were happy to buy off plan in those days, because, you know, from the UK,
Everybody was making money.
yeah.
Build it and they will come. Literally, you could, flipping properties was the strategy for
When you
most.
say flipping, what sort of percentages, what time frames were we
So-
talking about?
Buy a property on a Monday, pay your 10% or 5%, yeah, and the following week or 2 weeks later, you get a 5 to 10% premium, and then you just get out of it. Right. That's how it was. We're talking
property
about
value, not on the
super-
amount that you paid. So on
no,
your-
no, on the property value. So
on
you're
the amount
doubling
you
your money.
paid, you doubled it.
Double your money. Wow, it was wild. Absolutely wild. Because everybody was, it was FOMO, everybody was, launches were happening and selling out immediately, and then you could, I mean, you could sell a ticket for a queuing place. So there were labourers going down to
Yeah.
Ema, they were queuing up, getting to the front, getting a token, and then going to the back of the queue and selling it for 10 or 20,000 dirhams. No,
And were you
that was
personally
that's
invested?
not sustainable. Yeah,
Yeah.
one of them got built.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
But the thing is, it was a time where I think everything was going crazy. Was it the Thatcher years? I think the Thatcher years as well, wasn't it? Or maybe it was post-Thatcher.
that was post-Thatcher.
Yeah. So it was just everything you did. It was just making so much. Everybody was making money, and then Schiss and Lehman,
Yeah.
Lehman Brothers went pop. And it also
And how was it? Did you really feel it, like almost the next day? Was it so sudden here?
No,
So you kind of saw it coming from a distance. Or
so that happened, what's that, October and November in 2008,
Yeah.
something like that. I remember Springs 3M selling for $3.5 million, $1 million, and we're getting like, that doesn't make sense. And I wasn't selling anything in 2008 because it just didn't make any sense because the prices were crazy. And I couldn't tell someone, I think you should buy this because I didn't see any future in it. Honestly,
it
it
was
was
not the people here to occupy.
no, it wasn't that. It was just the prices were mad. You know, a 3M originally was 800,000 dirhams or 900,000 dirhams 2 years previously, and now they're selling for 3.5 million.
Yeah.
I remember Paul Charland sold the first 4E, Type 4E, which was a 2-bed plus study, on the lake, corner plot. It was a big plot, and he sold it just over €1 million. What's that worth today? Is that 2.5, 3 million? But they were going crazy. I don't know how much a 4E is now, but I imagine it's probably 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was that price, but almost immediately.
Yeah.
So, it was a complete crazy time. But we didn't know it. We didn't think it was. We thought it was going to. We didn't think it was going to stop. We thought it was going to last forever. But at the same time, so to answer your question, when did I see it slow down? It was a very abrupt slowdown when Lehman's went. But I think leading up to that, few months before, I think a lot of people were saying it's too expensive. Yeah. But of course, anybody that bought them, they lost the game. Look at the people who bought and sold in the palm.
Yeah.
Probably 80% of them have made huge amounts of money, 20% of them have lost.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, it's crazy world.
crazy times.
And so at that point, were you like, what am I going to do now? How did you deal with that mentally? Did you have savings? Did you?
Had some savings. Had quite a lifestyle.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
I heard.
What?
I heard about those times.
It's mad. It's mad, yeah. So I had some savings, and when it happened, I decided to, I went into rentals. So there was a building in DIFC, across the road from DIFC, what's it called? No, next door to Bergman, what's that building called? Anyway, I sat in the lobby there and I did rentals. And I was Sky Gardens. So, I sat in there, and funny enough, Better Homes had like half the building, and then some bank had the other half, and they were selling, etc. So I would go, we would split commissions with Better Homes, and I would sit in the lobby and I was just renting rooms, just sat there. I made a living out. I thought, right, that's enough of this. And I went off and lived in Thailand. I sold everything. Sold all my cars, got rid of my apartment, sold all the, not my apartment, my 5-bedroom villa, sold all the furniture, got rid of all of that. Yeah, had like a, what's it called, a boot sale, but car boot sale, but in my house in Barsha. And yeah, moved to Thailand and spent 3 months there, and then travelled around the world for a year.
Okay.
For long.
Nice.
And then came back and tried real estate a bit longer. It didn't work because there was still nobody was buying. I couldn't understand these. There were people who were selling credit notes,
Yeah.
and I didn't quite understand how it
Developers
worked.
said like we're not going to
Yeah.
build anymore.
Yeah.
Take this.
Here's a
buy
credit
something
note, go
else.
buy something else. Simon Baker did very well at it, and he understood because he's a
Yeah.
math genius,
Yeah.
and I didn't really get it. So I then went back into the car business.
Right. Oh, here in the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, a friend of mine introduced me to Porsche in Dubai. I worked at Porsche Dubai, and that was the first or second largest Porsche dealer in the world. And the Sheikh Zayed, it was on Sheikh Zayed Road, across the road from Burj Khalifa.
Okay.
There was a Tesla showroom. I think now it's a trustee's office now.
Okay.
It's in the Al Mabuda building. So I worked there for about 18 months, 2 years, and did all right.
Yeah.
It was good.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah, I loved it. And then I went back to the UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't expect all of this.
No.
You know, and I don't think many people do because they look at you now and think the king of offline real estate in Dubai and just must have been so easy for you and so smooth, and you just came so early. But you've almost had to reset a few times.
Yeah, a few times. Yeah.
So it's the advantage that you kind of had from being here was more knowledge, more than anything, I think, and just having seen the different markets, as opposed to business hasn't built up over that period of time. It's stopped.
Honestly, this is what's happening at the moment has really only happened in the last 3 or 4 years
Yeah.
for me. And a lot to do with social media, a lot to do with the market, of course, and a lot to do with Dubai, because Dubai back in 2007, 2008 was like, oh, come here, everything's crazy, we're going to do the biggest, the greatest, the largest, the finest, the brightest,
Yeah.
you know, gold machines
But it's all
in whatever.
Promise and vision.
It was, and there was no real substance. They weren't backing it up with anything. And I think in the last, Dubai did an incredibly good job in coping with COVID. And I think that's what really changed everybody's minds about Dubai. Forget about the oil price, forget about whatever that would happen. They did an amazing organisational job around COVID. And we hear them. I don't know what you. I mean, it was hard for us at the
Well,
time. The
I-
fact that we couldn't leave the house for 3 months. But,
Yeah, I really enjoyed it because I just did a big deal with my shoulder,
yeah.
and I was like, okay, well, you know, it was perfect timing, and I just kind of enjoyed it. It was a 1 month full lockdown,
Was it only a month?
but yeah, like full lockdown, you couldn't leave the
Yeah.
door,
Yeah.
you couldn't leave your door basically, and then after that, it was kind of slowly returning back to normal, just
Yeah.
wearing the masks and the
Yeah.
distancing, and then we were, you know, but yeah, I think 3 months in total where it was really restricted. Then there was the 11 p.m. curfews, and then quite understood COVID can't come out in the evenings. But yeah, and then but you see everyone else in and out of lockdowns, businesses being shut down. And, yeah, they did an amazing job.
Amazing job, and I think that's what the rest of the world took notice of that, and then also people from all over the world recognised. Hang on a minute, my government's just giving loads of money around to people who can't work. Who's going to pay that? Oh dear, my taxes are going to increase. They didn't really do a very good job. In almost every country in the world didn't do a good job. Australians are still complaining about it. Americans, it was atrocious what was going on there. You know, is it true? Is it not? Is it true? Etc. UK, terrible job. So a lot of European countries lost a lot of people during COVID because they just didn't manage it. I think here we have like the lowest death rate per
Yeah.
person per head.
Yeah.
And like there was some island in the middle of the Pacific that was slightly better than us because no one ever went there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like amazing what they did. And I think the rest of the world just sat up and thought, oh, these guys, they know what they're doing. And this looks like a nice place because there's no tax, it's safe, and the government's done an amazing job. And I really loved it. And I think that's where I think all of us have enjoyed the fruits of that organisation. what the government did
Yeah.
over the last, what is it 5 years now?
5 years,
Yeah.
yeah. It's I always say that I feel incredibly lucky because I randomly came across Dubai because there's nothing else going on in Wigan where I'm from, to be honest, in terms of opportunity. And when we came in 2013, not quite as far back as you, but it wasn't what it is today. And again, it was a lot of promise and a lot of talk, but before COVID, it wasn't really happening that much, and you know, it's just now become such an amazing place that we would never think about leaving. But it wasn't that when we came. We didn't really look at, okay, where's our options in the world? Where can we go? Let's plan it out. We just kind of fell into it, and it's now something that we never imagined, to be honest. So
Do you think you'll ever leave?
I don't think so. No idea, no plans, no good thought about or vision where I would go apart from Dubai, to be honest.
There was a-
kids
there
in
was-
school, so we're kind of fixed for the next 16, 18 years.
So back in the day when I was in the UK, you went to dinner with friends, or having a meal, having a drink, and it was like, everybody talks about mortgages, tax, mortgages. That's it, that's what you, but here, the question on everybody is, what are you going to do? What's your plan?
Yeah.
Now I don't think even people ask that question anymore, because they know that everybody's got a stake.
Yeah.
But there was this thing where it was always going to be quite
That was the
temporary.
main, yeah.
It was temporary. It was
Where
like,
are you
okay,
going next? Where are you
yeah,
going
where are you
next?
going next?
Yeah.
Exactly. What are you going to do? What are you going to do when you retire? What's your future plans?
Yeah.
When are you going to go back to the UK? And now, I mean, look, it's not for everyone. Right? You know, anybody listening to this or watching this has to understand this. It's, Dubai is not for everyone, and everyone is not for Dubai. It's as simple as that. If someone described Dubai to me properly before I got here, I would never have come.
Not in 2003.
You just think, well, there's no culture. There's loads. It's just sand. It's hot. It's really hot. No, it's not. There's lots of air conditioning. You know, it's all these things that they could have done. You know, it's Shakespeare wrote on the most dangerous roads in the world. You don't want to drive.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
You know, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's like all these things. I mean, I had to when this guy, this young guy asked me to come and work here, I had to not Google it because Google didn't exist, but Ask Jeeves. I went on Ask Jeeves.
Yeah,
That was about Dubai. Probably about the currency. How much money should I earn? You know, yeah, just stuff like that. So, yeah.
So,
I'm in love with Dubai.
yeah.
Can you tell?
Me too, yeah. You know, I can definitely tell.
Yeah, we're all a bit smug really, because
Yeah.
we're living in a place that is, I don't know, if you're a 22-year-old, 25-year-old in the UK or anywhere else in the world, from any nationality really, or any area, you must be thinking,
Why not?
why don't I come to Dubai? You must be
Genuinely,
thinking
why
that. It
wouldn't I?
must be on, it's one of those places, so do I go get a job in the city and work in a financial, or work in a bank, or, oh, my friend's gone to Dubai, he's doing all right. I've been there on holiday, it's a really nice place. I think maybe it's got to be one of those options.
Sure. Yeah.
Probably even when you're at school, you might even be thinking,
Yeah.
Dubai is one of the career option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you only have to go to any developer's launch and you can see all the young guys from all over the world
Yeah, not
who have
just the
chosen
UK.
to
Yeah,
come to
there's
Dubai
something all
to
over
work
Europe.
in real
Yeah.
estate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's no accident. You go to car showrooms, you go to any shops, everybody, people. And it's not always just about money. It's about the opportunities that
Yeah.
this country is going to give you.
Yeah, I think, you know, I have 2 kids now, and yeah, we just couldn't imagine wanting to be anywhere else. It's great. So say, just
Your kids
not
at school,
having the thought,
at
yeah.
school?
First is at school.
How old
Second
is that?
3. Say school. Here it's school. It's
Yeah.
nursery in the UK. Yeah, it really is a school.
What do you mean? What's the
Like
difference?
the uniform, start and finish.
3-year-old, that's
yeah,
the way
yeah,
uniform.
yeah.
They're only just out of nappies.
And I'm not sure how I feel about that, but it's great. I mean, she loves it, and
It's a way of making money, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stealing school uniforms.
exactly. It's a great business.
Yeah.
But no, it's yeah, it's great, and just not having that thought of safety and not having that worry about these things that you see happening all over the world. It's just such a nice feeling.
All the different nationalities who went to school with your
Yeah.
kids,
Yeah,
they're open to everything.
yeah,
Isn't that amazing?
yeah, it really is.
I mean, I went to school, and if there was one guy from India,
Yeah.
it was like, oh,
Yeah, so
yeah, that's it.
yeah,
No,
yeah, the
Here,
opportunity
it's amazing.
here is incredible. Yeah. It's brilliant. So obviously, so you went to the UK, back into real estate, into House and House, and built an incredible business. I think from back when you came to Thailand, came back to Port, went back to the UK, from that point there's been a lot of ups and downs. You talked about having your own business for some time,
yeah,
which isn't for everyone.
no.
But I think it's great that you recognise that. You had to go through the experience to kind of know that. But I think that's a huge challenge that people have. The hardest thing is to know yourself, and what you said before about I am not that person to run a business and to deal with HR and people not coming in. Do you think you've got sometimes experienced that to know yourself? Because
Look, I thought I wanted to leave Dubai, and I had this plan that I was going to work towards going back to the UK, and I went back to the UK and I got it out of my system.
yeah,
And I always wanted to run my own business, and I tried that, and I've now got it out of my system, and I will never ever do it again. Never. I mean, there are lots of things I'd love to set up businesses here in Dubai because there's huge amounts of opportunities. And the first thing that comes into my head is I have to deal with staff, and I have to deal with customers. I can imagine having a coffee shop here, and you see the attitude of people who go into coffee shops and the staff, and
Yeah.
all those issues, you just think, well, that's a very simple
Yeah.
trading business,
Yeah.
and it looks like it's fraught with issues. I just look at it and think, I don't want to do that.
yeah,
I'm happy where I am. I'm really happy. I work for an amazing real estate company, and I'm not just saying that because I'm being critical. Genuinely, I believe that they are an amazingly well-run business where everything I need is done. If I don't need it, then no one's telling me, oh, you have to do this. I can get on with the way I work, do all my social media stuff, I come into work, no one's saying, oh, you have to be at work at this time, you have to do this, you have to do that, this is the way.
complete freedom
Yeah, because they know I'm not going to.
for you or for the team.
I think to an extent, it's almost, if we see people are working hard and they're being honest and trustworthy and they're not lying, and etc., then pretty much anything you couldn't, yes, if you came into work every day at 11 o'clock and missed every single meeting, because we have morning meetings quite often, and we have developers come into the office, so if you're not getting involved in that thing, it's not really
Yeah,
House and House. People say that House and House is very corporate. It's not that. We're not corporate in that sense. We're just really professional.
yeah,
And I love all that. I love the fact that we've got amazing people doing all the admin. We've got amazing everything. Great offices.
yeah. This is
We've got a lovely coffee shop in our
Yeah.
office now.
Yeah,
You've been there.
you've been there, yeah. It's
Great.
incredible. It really does feel like an office.
Lovely bunch of people. Great culture. There's no what's it, sort of this, some of the companies you've worked at in the past, these, what are they called, those men, what are they called? They're not those guys. I don't know, like, anyway, what are they called? Those, like, they're all into fitness, and shouting and screaming, what are they
Yeah,
called?
type A.
Type A
yeah,
guys,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. No.
I know a few guys who are doing all that, but there's no attitude.
Yeah.
There's no toxicity, that's definitely what I get. Yeah.
How would you describe the culture?
Collaborative.
Collaborative.
Yeah, I think everybody tries to work with each other. There's no real
How is that
hierarchy.
encouraged? Because that can be a big challenge in real estate offices that I've seen, because it's kind of every man for it is every man for themselves,
But it
because
isn't with us.
but it's not.
Everybody, we have teams who specialise in certain areas, and even in my side of the business, which is off-plan investments, we have small teams who all work together for the greater good of the company. And I'll be honest, I think, I've said this before, the secret recipe for us is our CRM system. It's a build for real estate. I think we're the only company in all of the UAE who uses this particular piece of software, although probably 80% of real estate companies in the UK use it, estate agents. It's called Repit, and it encourages transparency, so everybody can see what everybody's got for sale. Everybody's got to see what everybody's got for rent. People do sometimes keep stuff hidden. We find those people out. We can tell them off. Tell them that isn't how we work. So, and everybody works as a team. So you'll find, if you went from it, we have this WhatsApp group which is reports on what sales. We don't mention figures. The money side of things is never really talked about, except at the monthly meeting. So when we see how much money the company's made, etc., where we are against budget. But you'll see on the list, collaborative. There's a lot of joint deals. Maybe even as many 3 or 4 people will touch on a bit. But that's where you learn a lot. You do deals. You're selling other people's in your team's properties. You're all working together to make it happen. And that's I think that's probably one of our greatest strengths. Is that collaboration. Now it's not for everyone, because some people want to just do their own thing, but they don't last very long. That's how they are.
So nice.
And we've got guys who've been there 10 years working with the same company. We've got quite a few people like that.
That speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Successful as well.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about agencies and how culture and success of agents, what mistakes do you see new agents making these days?
Impatience.
Impatience.
No patience.
No patience. Why do you think that is? Social media, perhaps?
I think, they're seeing what's going on in social media. They're saying that, this guy seems to be selling, these agents are going right, and I'll just solve this, I'm driving around with Lamborghini, etc. They see all this and they have FOMO, and they really want to run before they can walk. I think that's one of the things. They're not prepared to follow the process and learn about their business, improve their craft, and offer their clients something that is good for their client. I think they're just into just selling. I think that's one of the big problems I see, is where I think anybody coming into this business in sales, if they don't even have a real estate background from wherever they came from, is you've got to look at it as a 2-3 year project just to get something going to build a business. It's like your own business. You can't open a business today and expect to start making money in 2 or 3 months. It's no different.
Yeah, you've got to invest to grow a business.
And I think that's what a lot of people don't do.
Machines and rent the office space and pay the staff, and then eventually you'll start to put people in real estate space.
I think that's one of the mistakes. I thought about something else today, this morning, before you even asked that question. It's gone out of my head. Maybe it'll come when we'll go back to it and cut it in. But I think, look, we know from experience there's a lot of people are coming into this country because it's like bees around a honeypot. They see all this stuff on social media, they read what's going on in the press, another record month in real estate in Dubai, etc. Come here, you'll make a fortune, etc. And I think you're getting a lot of people coming in here, and they sit down, they work for maybe a developer's office, or they're working one of these like boiler room environments within a large real estate company, where you just say, right, there's a list. Go and make all these phone calls. You get them all the time. I get them all the time. Agents phoning me and saying, do you want to list your property? Are you interested in buying a property? And all this. And I think that's a really hard way of doing business. And I understand why they're doing it. And then you say, okay, I'm interested in buying. Oh, well, this is what you're going to buy. Well, you don't know how much money I've got. You don't know what.
There's a lot of things
what my strategy is. You don't know if I've got a really bad relationship with that developer. I bought there already. All these things. They're not asking enough questions. They probably Well, and it's not, again, it's not probably not their fault, it's just really bad training.
Yeah.
It's companies, it's like, people, there are companies here, they're bringing people in from all over the world. They're not even giving them visas and they're saying, right, I'll give you a visa when you've done your first deal.
Yeah.
Can you say something seriously?
Yeah.
I know from experience is I've even got friends who have been for interviews at real estate companies with recruiters or with the CEO or something. The CEO turns up half an hour, 45 minutes late. You know, just stuff like that goes on and you just think, it's not right.
Yeah. It's just basics.
It's the
Yeah.
basics. You've got to do the basics.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the, choose wisely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's, and you know, and as when it comes down to it, if you actually look at the amount of deals that are done, and the amount of real estate agents who are registered real estate agents, there's probably another 50% who aren't registered because they've just started. I think the average is like one deal every 3 months.
That seems right. I agree with
It's
it.
probably even worse than that, I don't know, but last time I looked was about a year or so ago, it was about one deal every 3 months. Well, I know how many deals I've done this month,
Yeah.
so what's going on?
Yeah.
Because someone's there, someone's doing zero
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think starting rentals is my
Just time rentals.
starting rentals. Go to rentals, you make some money, you learn the business, you'll know how not to do it and how to do it. Yeah. That's a good
Do you
basis.
still think now is a good time for people to get into this business?
No, everybody just leave us alone.
Yeah,
No, of course not.
nobody
It's
is.
always a good time. It's always, it's like asking me if it's a good time to invest. I don't know what's going to happen in 3 months, 6 months. At the moment, the
But you're not
market's
investing
great.
before that, yeah.
This is a good time to get into, start anything, you know. What are they saying? The best time was yesterday, today is the next best time.
to do it, yeah.
Yeah, but to invest, to come and change your job, but don't come in with an attitude that you're just going to make money, because it's not about making money. You've got to do all the groundwork. You know, it's very easy for me to say that I don't focus on the money because I've got money coming in, because
Yeah.
I've just repeat referrals and investments that I've made, etc. along the way. So it's don't come into this business and just think about making money.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to, you may succeed, you may be lucky, you might make a lot of money, but it's not a long term, that's not a long term way to a business.
Yeah. I think it is tough for people. That comment before from Charlie where he said these guys sold enough real estate not to have to sell real estate. You know, I think the challenge for people who haven't sold enough real estate
Of course.
and they have to sell real estate,
It's
to have
desperation.
that attachment from the outcome is not so
Yeah.
easy.
That's why you should go and learn your craft by doing rentals.
Get money, yeah, and slowly.
Learn your craft, get some money behind you, and really know whether this is something for you.
Yeah.
And then go into sales. And you know, we've got some amazing sales guys, but the best ones, in my opinion, are ones that come from rentals. Because they've learnt it, they've done it 6 months to a year, maybe even longer. They've done well in rentals. We've got a guy who just started in rentals. He's never done real estate, worked in real estate before. He's come over here from, I'll tell you, from Wales. He's never really had a proper job by his own admission, apart from playing rugby. And he's come over here, and I think in 6 or 7 weeks, he's closed about 15 deals. I mean, that's extraordinary.
Yeah. That's,
And he's going to be amazing in sales,
Yeah.
hopefully. Well, I don't know what he's telling people to rent.
Yeah.
And he's not working, he's working in villas. Imagine, he's not in apartments or fast moving items, so yeah. I mean, that's, what a great training. And he admits it, it's great learning, he's excited, he loves it. That's the kind of attitude you have.
Yeah, agreed.
Don't come here, money. Same for investors.
I was just going to say, so now,
Mm.
putting it on the other side, what mistakes are investors making when they're looking into, we'll talk about
Buying cheap,
Yeah,
that's one of the major problems I
so
see.
just looking at the price. So like agents just
Yeah.
look at the money they can
Yeah.
make, buyers just look at the cost they pay,
Yes.
and not much else.
Yeah, so looking at properties because it's got a great payment plan or it's cheap.
That's only a very small
No
part.
one makes money on those. No? Do you not agree?
Yeah, I'm
So I'm not saying you've got to
is
spend
small
lots of
part
money.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you've got to spend lots of money. You don't need to spend lots of money. You can enter this market now for what, $300,000, £250,000 is your starting point for something decent. No.
Yeah.
So maybe you'll get a studio for a couple of $100,000. That's your starting point. But don't don't just look at the price. I know, I used to work doing resales, and I always remember people looking at the marina, looking at resales in the marina, and they come up and say, I can buy 2 bed in this building for $1 million. And you go, have you seen that building? There's a reason why it's $1 million for a 2 bed in that building. You know the one I'm talking about. Yeah. Has it had a fire recently? No, it probably hasn't. But I'm just saying, it's obvious why it's that price, and it's the same with any off-plan property. If it's cheap, or it's got a low ticket price, there's a good reason.
Yeah.
Because we know that land costs the same in that area. Building costs is pretty much the same. There's some variances on quality, so it's slightly different. And the profit margin for the developer is pretty much the same. Yeah. Those 3 things are the same for everybody neighbouring. So if it's cheap, they're going to be cutting down on something. And it won't be land cost because land cost, unless of course they bought the land 10, 15 years ago.
Exactly.
Or they're really scrimping on the quality.
Yeah, somewhere they have to make money, right? So it's going to come from some part of the
They're going to have to cut
process.
something.
Yeah.
And it probably won't be land,
charities.
and it probably won't be the profit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they
It'll
have
be-
margins that they
Yeah.
have margins
Yeah.
no matter what the price of it
Exactly.
is.
Exactly.
They'll make their money.
Yeah.
So with that thesis, would you say it's better to buy a smaller property in a better location? Is that what you kind of alluded to?
No, I think I've always said it. I don't think location makes such a big difference here. Yes, it gives you an idea of the community and the spread. But I would always go with the best developer. Who is the best at building? You've seen it. Look at an area like JVC. Everybody's going against that JVC. But JVC is still a great place for people to buy. If you're 25, 30 years old, you're buying your first property. You can't afford downtown, you can't afford a decent building in Business Bay, you can't afford the park. Where can you afford? You can afford JVC. Yeah? You can afford to rent a very nice building in JVC, or you can afford to buy something. First time buyers, I'm talking about. First time investors.
Yeah.
I think it's a perfect property, but there is a huge difference from one building to the next. We've seen it, some of the buildings where you can rent out 1 bedroom for 100, 120, and your next door neighbour, you can get them for 70.
Yeah. Just next door.
Just next door.
So
It's not about location.
Yeah.
It's about who the developer. Marina is a
Oh.
fine example. 80% of the buildings there are old. They're not particularly well made. They might be solidly built, but they're not. There's no efficiency in their space, etc. And then you've got maybe 20% of the buildings which are really nice, really lovely buildings, where there's a lot more thought has gone into the quality, into the views, the lifts, the quality of the lifts, the quality of the reception, your arrival experience is there.
Yeah.
There's still buildings in the marina where you go into the reception. There's a guy in there like an old school desk, isn't there?
Yeah.
And he's got slippers on. He has another shave for 2 weeks. No, do you know the ones I'm talking about?
No.
Yes, they're places like that,
Yeah. No, it's really
and
interesting.
they smell.
And I think people, especially overseas investors, just think about location and price, and that's what it's just.
When people say to me on the phone, I want to buy in a really good location, can you explain that to me, please? I don't know what that means. Because the way that Dubai is evolving, we know that Arabian Ranches at one point was in the middle of nowhere, and now it's the centre of Dubai. We know that the Palm was just a dream, and that's another location. And it's just, I really like Dubai South. I don't like all the buildings in Dubai South, but I like the idea of Dubai South. I like the idea of the valley, in Al Ain Road. I like that one because it's a community, it's a lovely place. And that's not about location, because if you look at it on a map,
Yeah. You go, no.
I'm not going out there, but seriously, you wait.
Yeah.
It's about the quality of the build, the quality of the community, and the quality of the developer, and how well they're going to look after it.
Yeah.
I think that's much more important. And just like if you said, right, I'm going to go and live in England or America tomorrow or France, that's a bit general.
Yeah.
What's a good location? Yeah, we all want to live in Mayfair in London, or maybe we don't, but we want to own something in Mayfair. We want to own in downtown, of course, but not everybody can afford that. It's not for everyone.
And I think coming from like a major city like London, where it was built all around the same time, you don't really have that huge difference, like you said at JVC, where next door you've got a building which is worth,
Yeah.
70,000
Yeah.
a year, and one which is 150. You don't have that so much. I think people have that mindset of location because of those older cities.
I think to an extent, and then
Because you buy in Mayfair, you don't really have bad buildings in Mayfair, do you know? So you kind of just think it's because of the location, right? I'm safe, whereas
Yeah.
you don't have that.
no, you don't, because also people are moving here, and they're all looking at, where are my friends living? Where is my kids going to go to school? Where am I
Yeah.
going to work?
It's
etc.
really
So,
into
and the way the government's organising it, or their 2040 plan, and the way they're going to spread out those 5 main areas, is so important to understand.
yeah.
I mean, I used to take people to Expo, and they said, "Oh, no, I can't live here; it's too far away." I live in DIFC. My office is near the Northern Emirates. It takes me 45 minutes to an hour and a half to get home to DIFC. It takes me 18 minutes in the morning when there's no traffic. And to go to Expo, I can measure it down to the minute is 30 minutes. 25 to 30 minutes. There and back. So why would you want to live in Expo?
Exactly, yeah. When you actually look at the train time.
And what a great place to live. What a lovely environment, car-free, infrastructure is amazing. You're not that far from the beach, you're not that far from the new airport. It's going to be a great place. So I think, it's really about, I don't know, where your tribe is, where your people are going to be.
Yeah.
And that's why I really don't like people dissing on places like JVC, because JVC for a lot of people is all they can afford, and all their friends are there, and the lifestyle of people having there. Yes, it's a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
Yes, the roads are great, but once all the construction is done, that'll all be better.
You come to Mayfair and see how the traffic is on a Friday.
There you
I
go.
don't really know,
There you
know
go.
what I mean? It's-
Yeah, try driving across London
Exactly.
on a Friday evening.
Yeah. Or any
Yeah.
city, that. Amazing. Well, look, I know you're incredibly busy. I think that was.
That's that it. We
That was
finished.
it. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we could go on for another hour plus, I'm sure. But I'm just cognizant that you're a busy guy, and really appreciate you coming down today.
We have been talking for a long time, haven't we?
Yeah.
Gee, sorry guys, I didn't realise.
No, that was brilliant.
In my hours today. It'll be Thursday.
Oh, second of
Getting old, mate. Getting old. Thursday. I'm having dinner with a client tonight at 7 o'clock. That's it. I'm finished for the day.
Brilliant. Nice. Is that something you do quite a lot?
What?
Like meals, dinners with clients? Because people say you should do that. You should be out with your clients a lot more, but it's not always easy to do that.
No?
I think you've got to have a good relationship. You've got to be able to build a great relationship and have that openness and trust, and that's not always that easy.
I was talking to my team this morning, and they were complaining, "Oh, look, we're phoning these people, we're calling." They made the inquiry, then we're calling them, and they're just not picking up. They're not answering, etc. I just think, well, move on. He's not interested.
What do you want me to say?
Everybody I've ever sold a property to
Wants
has
to buy
been someone who
property.
wants to talk to me.
I know.
If it's been responsive, you can't sell or help someone buy a property in Dubai if they don't respond.
Yeah.
If they just say, "Oh, could you send me?"
You're not
brochure?"
gonna. Yeah.
Mate, just forget it. Move on. Don't waste your time.
Yeah, we get that.
Oxygen thieves.
What should I say? There's no magic secret. I've got to find someone that wants to do
Yeah.
business,
Yeah.
wants to
Don't-
buy something. or
Don't
something.
make 100 phone calls a day.
Yeah.
You don't need to. Make 5 and make every single one count.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's my idea. What do you think?
I like it.
You probably want your agents to call 50 times a day.
Well, the thing is, the difference is, in an ideal world, speaking to 5 people that want to buy or sell a property is much better than calling them if
Yeah.
they don't. But
Yeah.
it's finding those 5.
Yeah.
Having those 5, that's the key.
It must be so difficult for people. I mean,
Yeah, I was
because
this
I don't know how many agents I get calling me, and I'm, to call a client from a list and say you're interested in buying property, how difficult must that be?
I can only think about myself when I first started, and you sit down and if somebody said to me, okay, you can't do that, you can't call people. What am I going to do? I don't know. I mean,
It's impossible. I don't know. What's the answer? How do you get
it annoys me
business?
when people say a little bit, don't call, calling's bad, and they do the LinkedIn article about how bad it is, but then I know for a fact that I go to the office that they're in and all the company I go
If you look at my company, all the new guys who are making money are the ones that make calls. They're sitting at their desks, they're making calls.
Yeah.
We've got this like telephone booths, which are soundproof,
people.
and they're sitting in there and they can do is just talk to people.
Yeah. And it's easy for someone who's been there for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, so you don't need to call, but guaranteed, when you started you call people and now you've got a network and you're known and people are coming to you, and that's a completely different business model, you know, which is ideal, I get it, but it's just, it's really tricky. I don't know. Maybe AI can do something.
I'm sure it will.
It will, it's coming, yeah.
100%.
Yeah. That's going
Have
to
you heard these AI guys calling clients?
I'm always worried. I'm always like, are you an AI? No, I really like. I want to like catch them out. But I mean, I'm sure already it exists where you can't tell. But I don't think real estate companies have those systems just yet. I think they're probably too expensive and too complex for real estate companies to have. But I know they exist, so I think maybe next year you won't know the truth. We're testing a few things. We've had some people, and it's great, but you still know it's an AI. But you almost have to go, I know it's an AI, but they give me what I want, and it's flowing conversation, and it's quite nice. And I think people will enjoy speaking to AI more than
I think so too.
I would.
Talking about mistakes investors make, go on ChatGPT and see what should I invest in to buy. And I'm getting that. Are you getting that?
No.
ChatGPT, are we getting messages?
ChatGPT is really bad for factual information. I'll say it. I think it's terrible. It's mostly wrong.
Yes.
That's not what it's there for. It's there for framing ideas, giving you inspiration,
Helping you respond to
doing
difficult
yeah,
emails.
yeah, doing things in a professional manner.
Yeah.
Fact checking, it's
No.
and they'll even tell you that this is not what we built it
No,
for
no, no.
because it's only going to get, and it tells you where the sources are from, and you know a lot of the sources are wrong. That's the problem.
Yes.
But I believe that in time, people, especially when buying a property, you don't want to make mistakes, and you don't want to deal with someone who has limited knowledge and bias towards perhaps certain developers or certain sellers that they know and trust and they're getting more commission from. You want to just deal with someone that knows everything in a split second and and gives you the
Jack of all trades, master of none.
yeah.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. Very good.
But yeah, no, amazing.
Brilliant. Thank you.
so much.
Thanks, Liam.
It's been,
Thank you,
it's been
everyone.
great. Thank you for your time. We might have a queue of people waiting for auto action.
Stop.
Yeah, it's. I always remember I used to. Yeah, when I first started, there wasn't many people doing it, so I did get people coming up to me. And it's a weird feeling, isn't it?
It's a weird feeling, isn't it? It's nice. It's nice. Yeah. I think when it first happened, I just made jokes, and my girlfriend told me you shouldn't make those jokes. Those aren't funny. Like, oh, I see you on TikTok. Did I have my clothes on? I don't do that anymore. So thank you very much. It's really kind of you.
Yeah.
Lovely to